Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you how you can hack the HAwordy vulnerable machine on VulnHub. So I've already installed it, and as you can see on my screen, that's what it roughly looks like. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so first let's do a net discover to find out what is the IP address of our virtual machine. Cover R root. Okay, once it's done, you will look probably like something like this. So I think it's this. So let's check it out. Okay, so there we have it. So we have this default page. So now let's do a Nmap. Let's do a S and SC and what are the ports that are open. So now what we have detected is that port 80 is open, and this is the version 1.2. Okay, so let's see if we can do a directory search to see what are the different directories that exist on this website itself. So we use GoBuster. IR. The user is right. Thread is 4. Okay, so currently these are the two most prominent file directories that you have discovered. So maybe we can take a look first. JavaScript. Okay, forbidden. We do not have permission to access this resource. So let's check out another one, WordPress. Okay, there we have it. We have the WordPress page. So I can see that you can actually log in here. Oh, briefly unavailable for scheduled maintenance. So what we can do next is to actually scan to see if there's any vulnerabilities on this WordPress website. Okay, so let's do that. So we can do let's clear first. Do a WPScan, and the URL is 10.0 I, and WordPress directory, and enumerate. And this is the T is the theme, and enumerate the user as well if there is, and verbose. So we want to list out all the users and see what are the themes that are being used. So let's do that. Okay, so I want to update now. So it's updating the database. Update completed. So it's now trying to scan the website. Okay, so it's quite fast. So now it's done. And what we are trying to look at is if there's any anomaly. So let's look from the top. And what we can discover, let's see. File updated. Okay. If there's anything. Okay, so EMU is 26. So the version is out of date. So we want to look for all this kind of anomaly. So usually version out of date means that this WordPress is not updated. So probably they have some. So the older version might have some vulnerabilities. So we have identified two users, admin and RT. Maybe let's do another scan to see if there's any findings. So this time around, maybe we just do a WP scan. So this time around, not only the theme is being displayed, the plugins as well. So you can see enumerating all plugins. So that's what we did now. Yes, so this is the theme. And we realize that there are few there's a directory that we can actually add, upload. Probably we can. So these are the directories. Plugins identified. So we can see the reflex gallery, there's a version out of date. Show gallery version also out of date. Same for this as well. Okay, so maybe let's look at the first one, reflex gallery. So let's do a use a MSF console. It's a Metasploit framework. If there's anything we can use to actually gain access to the system. So because usually these are Metasploit, right? They have some exploitation code that we can use to actually gain access to vulnerable system. So let's start with that. So just now we realized that there's this reflex gallery, right? So let's see if there's anything we can use. Okay, no result. Maybe we can the dash. Okay, so now we realize that this particular module regarding the WP reflex gallery file upload. Okay, so perhaps we can use that to gain access to the system. So first, what we want to do is we say use exploits. So basically, is the path directory. Okay, let's continue. Point 9. Then we set the target. To be WordPress. We are targeting WordPress. So next, what we can do is to export. So we now manage to open interpreter session. So let's wait for it to load. Okay, so let's take a look. So let's create a shell first. Then next we want to stabilize the shell. Let's see if there's Python inside. Okay, no Python tree. Okay, there is a Python tree. So we can run this. Basically, this is to trying to spawn a shell. So now once you have this shell is stabilized. No, let's okay, maybe we try to go to the home directory. Batch. Oh, so we have found our first flag. Okay, maybe let's take a look. Okay, so this is the first flag that we found. So what else can we do here? Let's add the directory as a root folder, right? So now we are this user. So I do not think that we can go to the root folder, but we can try. Okay, permission denied. So, all right. So what else can we do? We can let's go to the home directory again. Okay, there's nothing. Maybe we can go to the folder. There's anything interesting? So now maybe we can go to the WordPress folder to see if there's anything interesting over there. If you can go to okay. So usually it's at the folder. Okay. Oh, so there's a secret.zip. Interesting. So maybe we can do a dub to see where this secret.zip get. Then probably we can try to get this file from the website. So maybe we can something dub cp 9 x.zip. Okay, so it's over here, right? So maybe we can get that file from using Firefox. Right? Okay, found. Then I will move the file to documents, HAwordy. Okay, yeah. Okay, so it's over here. So let's do an unzip. Okay, what is the password? Okay, I'm not very sure about the password, so maybe I'll come back to this again later. So meanwhile, let's look at WordPress. See if there's anything interesting. So first, probably we can look at the config file first to see what's been configured for WordPress. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, so we got a DB user, Raj, password 123. So it's MySQL database. So let's take a look to see if we can connect to it. Let's do a MySQL. User is Raj. Password is 123. Oh, all right. We managed to log into the MySQL database. Went in. So databases. So must make sure to put the semicolon. Okay, so there are different databases. So maybe we just use WordPress since we have been using WordPress. Okay, then show tables. So these are the tables that we use. So we can see that these are the different plugins that's linked to this. So maybe let's look at the different user first. So we select, we have user, so we select star from users. Yeah, put the semicolon again. Let's do that one more time. Okay, so now we can see that this is a login in this password, this is the user email, right? Maybe we now first. So we have so once we have copy and paste, this is what it will look. We can try using this. See if we can unlock it. So let's do that one more time. Oh, we managed to unlock it. So let's see. So it seems like these are the different exploits you can use. Here. So these are the things we can explore later on. Okay, so previously we have seen this. What else is there? Slideshow gallery. Maybe let's go with this. Okay, so we managed to have a few. So there's one that is for privilege escalation. So maybe we can check this out. Okay, maybe we just download that particular file. Okay, so it's been downloaded. So now we have this file. So let's take a look. So this is the proof of concept. So what happened is that this there's this incorrect usage of the WP that authentication cookie inside this the file. So probably we can take a look. Incorrect usage of WP that authentication cookie. So there's this incorrect usage of this cookie over here. So probably that this one is not just the user ID, like something else. Which to be honest, I'm not very sure. But this here, there's this incorrect usage of this cookie. So that's why we can actually allow user to actually log in without the password. So that's why you say you can log in as anyone without knowing password because of incorrect usage of this authentication cookie. So what we want to do here is to create another HTML file and then try to do a post action to this particular directory. And after that, you can key in the username, the email, and then you'll be able to successfully log in. So we can do that first. So we can do a shell.html. So let's put in the normal HTML file. Right? Then we can put the form inside this body tag. So let's save. So we just need to copy this. Copy and paste. Then next we need to name some values. So just now what we see here, right, is that there's admin. So we put admin. Username, value is admin. Email, right? So we just put. Okay. So I think we are good. Oh, we need to put IP address as well. 10.0.2.9. WordPress. So I think we are just safe. Then we open up with Firefox. And let's take a look. So now username is admin, right? So what it's trying to do now is trying to connect to our vulnerable machine and then try to submit this username with the email. So let's give it a try. Login. Okay, so once we have submitted our username, then let's go back to our WordPress page again to see if we have successfully logged in without a password. So now, as you can see, oh, now we are admin. Wonderful. All right, so let's take a look at the different things like this page. So let's take a look. We have different things, posts. We can take a look at all posts. Okay, hello world. Is there anything here? See, we have admin and RT. Let's click on RT. Here. Oh, we found something under the biographical info. This is the second flag. Wonderful. We even have the root password as well. Over here. Let's see, we can do a privilege escalation to root. Since now we have the root password. Okay, so now let's try to go back, try to open up a shell like what we did previously. Okay, so let's do a so let's password. Okay, so seems like we cannot log in as a root user using this password. All right, it's okay. Next, what we can do is to find the SUID binary, see which file has the special permission, and to see if we can do a privilege escalation. Okay, let's get that try. So what we want to do is now we want to find, starting from the root directory, then we want to find the permission that the user is equal to this that's given this special permission, and the type is the file. And basically this is to say that we want to output the error file to this over here. Basically it's outputting the error message to avoid nothing because it's null, right? So let's try it. Okay, so once it's done, let's take a look. All these are we much but what is interesting here is that we have this bin copy and this user bin password. So it seems like we can actually look at this password itself, and at the same time we have this copy. So maybe we can take a look at this first. Probably for this one, I think quite straightforward. Basically, I think you can actually look at the password file with the current user. Usually you can't, right? This one, not very sure how we can utilize this to gain root access. We can go to this website where you can like a cheat sheet to show you what are different ways you can do a privilege escalation. So you can see here, these are different items that you can take a look. So let's for copy anything we okay. So for SUID and GUID configuration. So these are some of the programs that can be used to spawn a shell. So in this program has SUID bit, we can use them to escalate privileges too. So for CP we have, so let's see what CP can do. Oh, we can copy and overwrite the shadow file. So shadow file contains of all the password hashes lah. But in that case, I don't think we can overwrite this file, but I think we can overwrite the password file, which we have seen just now. As yeah. So let's see, we can actually read the password file. Yep, so we can. So we can also add an entry inside this file that some information about our login. Okay, so that we can log in as the user credentials that we set for ourselves. Okay, so first what we need to do is to copy first. Copy this whole thing. Copy. And paste it here. Okay. So what we want to do is create a similar entry as this. So this is the username. Then this is to indicate that the password hashes has been encrypted and is stored inside the shadow file. Okay. And then this is the user ID. So for us, we want to be a root user, so we have to put 0. So the 0 is reserved for root only. Okay. So this is the group ID. So we also want to put 0. And the name, or by the way, we should have a name here. So we should also have a information for the comment field, the user ID info. So in this case, it's root. And the absolute path. So this is the home directory. Also, you can see you can also leave empty. So this one is the home directory. Which directory we want the user log into when they log in. And this is the path to the shell. The /bin/bash. Okay. So first what we need to do is to create a password first. Password hash. So we use open SSL. So we can use help. So you can see here, what we want is MD5 because MD5, yeah, for the Linux password is MD5. It's being hashed using MD5. So what we want to do is to have the sort. So they also have a sort value. Okay. So what we want to do is we can create any name, right? So let's do that. Open SSL password. Then -1. Then we put dots. We put code. Then password is 1, 2, 3. So this is the dots that we want to use. And this is the password. So it will be something like, okay. So I've already created mine. And just put your, okay. So once I'm happy, I will just copy everything here. Then we need to go to the temp folder because everything here is temporary. And then over here we can create the password file. So we do a nano password. That will continue. Oh, error opening known. Okay, so what we can do, right, is to launch a server over at our Kali machine. Then we use a wget to actually upload this file to that server itself, to the system, to the vulnerable machine. Okay, so let's do that. Let's launch. So first we go to our directory first. So we create a password file. Case. Okay. Then we click it. Here first. Then we server. Then we do a 8,000. So next, we need to go back here. And let's do a wget. Okay. So now it works. Because I actually went to this folder and then set up this server. So yeah, so it's the directory. So therefore I can just the password here, then you'll be able to. So let's see whether it has been transferred correctly. So you can see yes. So now what we need to do next is to do a copy this password to. So this is the original password file. This is my password file. So we want to copy over. Okay, so it's done. So now let's see whether password is okay. Right. So now we are able to successfully log in as a root user. So let's go to the root directory, and then let's try to access root folder again. Now we have another one, proof.psd, which is our last flag. So you can see we have finished this task. So that's all for my tutorial. So I also read the walkthrough to have a better understanding of how different hackers actually approach this challenge. So I really learned a lot, and I hope that this video has been helpful to you. And if you like this video, I appreciate you can give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in the next video.